Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Non Sequitur Nerds. Tonight, we gotta go fast because we're gonna be talking Sonic the Hedgehog. As always, I'm Tim, joined by Ian. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, it's going pretty well today. The weather is kind of goofy here. I don't know about how it is for you,
It's
but
cold and raining up here, so
yeah, it's cold and raining here too. And point of fact, actually, right before we started recording, it was like sleeting. I think.
we're supposed to get like a light dusting of snow tonight, but I don't know if it's. I don't think we're gonna get enough to cause any issues. But I mean, then again, you know how it is here in the Midwest. You get one snowflake on the ground, and everybody forgets how to drive.
Yeah, which is odd because it snows enough around here that people should know how to drive in the.
You'd think.
We're not Atlanta. Um, Anyway, so yes, tonight we're talking Sonic the Hedgehog, and not necessarily just the blue hedgehog himself, but the blue Blair. I was going to say Blue Bomber, and I was like, no, that's not right.
That's Mega Man.
That's Mega Man. The blue Blair. So not just the character of Sonic the Hedgehog, we're talking pretty much all things Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Within a few weeks, we will be seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie release in theaters.
I'm excited.
Early reviews are very positive, which is very heartwarming and energizing to me because most of the time video game movies get lambasted. But we are not talking about that. We've actually, I believe, done an episode on video game movies before, so check it out in the archives.
Yep.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog, everyone's favorite anthropomorphic rodent, slow-moving rodent.
We've both been on the internet. We know there's a lot of anthropomorphic rodents that people are fans of.
Yes, and we're actually a little bit late recording this episode because Tim had to replace his hard drive for accidentally looking up Sonic the Hedgehog fan art.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get some art ready, and don't Google, don't Bing, don't Ask Jeeves. Sonic fan art with safe search off. This is a cautionary tale, folks. Just don't, please. If you love yourself at all, don't.
I had the privilege of watching Tim melt down on video. Not only melt down, but pour literal bleach in his eyes.
You can't bleach the eyes up here. The eyes of the mind, Ian. I've tried.
Yeah.
You just can't.
So, after Tim Rasputined his hard drive, I got a replacement.
Yep.
We're moving on to Sonic the Hedgehog. So, Sonic the Hedgehog has been around for quite a long time.
Yep.
A video game character, also an RG Comics character, television character, movie character.
A toy character. I mean, it's
toys.
There's a lot of
Legos.
Stuff. Yes. I want to get a hold of that Green Hill Lego set. Just saying. That looks amazing.
Yes, exactly.
It's big too.
Yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog really kind of originated famously by a Sega character as a platformer back in the original Sonic the Hedgehog video game, which was a side-scroller, fast-paced game, which was very different from games of that generation that were platformers, because most of them were pretty slow, but it's Sonic. You gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. I mean, it was
19 sex life.
I hate you so much. I mean, it was 1991 when the first Sonic game came out. I mean, obviously, anybody that knows the history of Sonic was created as Sega's mascot and their direct answer to Nintendo's Mario. Fun fact, based on, you had mentioned going fast, based on the character of Mario and Sonic's official heights in their first video game appearance, Mario is actually faster than Sonic. I know that's going to cause a lot of hate, but based on those characters' heights and how far they move in a certain amount of time, using their heights as a measurement, Mario is actually faster than Sonic in their original appearance. I think it was a YouTube channel, Game Theory, if I remember right, actually broke down the math and everything on it, which is kind of nuts. Sonic would not have been able to move fast enough to go through those loop-de-loops, if I remember right. He would have gotten like halfway up and then fell, which could have made for a really interesting, mechanic in the game. I know if you weren't going fast enough, he would kind of go up and then slide back, but to get up and then just fall. I think if you come to a dead stop, you can. But anyway, I digress. Sonic, like Ian said, was very different from a lot of the other platformers out there. A lot more action based. Really kind of started a whole new genre of platforming games just on its release. I mean, obviously, the Sonic franchise in general, has always been a huge part of Sega's core DNA. I mean, it's one of their tentpole games. Obviously, they don't have their own consoles anymore. They make games for other excuse me, console manufacturers now, other companies. But Sonic is a easily recognizable character. Has always been very iconic. I've always enjoyed the Sonic games. Excuse me. I've been a fan of Sonic for a while.
He's also enjoyed the Sonic fan art.
No, I haven't. Like, okay, admittedly, like as Ian and I were talking before the show, for every one like legitimately good piece of Sonic fan art, there are like 1,000 of what the hell am I looking at? And I don't just mean like the art is bad. I mean the context of the art is just, yeah, just I don't.
Knuckles, come over here and show me how you got your namesake.
Oh my god, I hate you so much. Anyway, I mean, there have been a lot of Sonic games over the years, both good and bad. Sonic 2006. But oof. Yeah, that is unanimously recognized as the low point of that series for multiple reasons.
Right.
But I think the first, well, it was actually the first real 3D Sonic game was Sonic Adventure, which I know a lot of people, myself included, positively adore that game. I mean, it had a follow-up with Sonic Adventure 2. We've never gotten a actual Sonic Adventure 3, which I know people have been clamoring for years to get that, an actual Sonic Adventure 3 in title and in gameplay. I would love to have a third one in that series. I think the Sonic Adventure series is probably my favorite series in Sonic. So.
I mean, it had so much depth to it. Yeah. The gameplay mechanics were great. Admittedly, Sonic Adventure 1 had some funky cameras.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was new territory for them.
Right, it was a brand new territory, the first truly 3D Sonic game. So I mean, it had some things to improve upon. But I mean, they did introduce us. That series did introduce us to greats like Shadow the Hedgehog. While his own game was meh, he as a character has endured. Yeah. And has been a fantastic character, actually, in both writing and gameplay. I mean, he was a great character, great analog to Sonic, because, I mean, if we look at him, he could go fast, but he didn't run fast. He had jet boots. He had hover boots.
He had those hover boots, and he had the ability to harness just the raw energy of a single Chaos Emerald to effectively manipulate space-time, for lack of a better description, and give himself the equivalent of speed. So I mean, he was similar enough that fans could kind of relate him to Sonic, but he was different enough that it wasn't just, oh, it's evil Sonic.
Right.
Which is, I mean, and he as a character, Shadow has evolved from that trope of, oh, it's evil, protagonist. He's got a lot more even in Sonic Adventure 2. You saw throughout that game, you saw some character development in there that he wasn't really evil. I would liken it more to how Knuckles was in his first appearance, where he wasn't a bad guy. He was opposed to Sonic, but he wasn't a bad guy. That's kind of how Shadow is.
Yeah, exactly. And then, obviously, let's not forget one of the other high points of the Sonic Adventure series, which was the music, which gave us, the city, the Sonic Adventure 2, the opening episode, the running through the city track, which was fantastic. Then also, I Am the Eggman.
Okay, both of those songs are on my playlist on my phone, and I will listen to them every time they come on. City Escape, Eggman, both fantastic songs. I mean, just the music. Well, even in Sonic Adventure 1, just like the ambient background music was so well done, especially compared, the music in the Sonic games has always been catchy. you know.
Right.
But going from, it's 16-bit era up to, the era of 3D games, they upped their graphics. They obviously had to upgrade the sound and everything along with it. And the soundtrack for both those games was just phenomenal.
Well, I mean, if you look at some of the like iconic video game soundtracks in the world, like that have withstood the test of time, and everybody knows. I mean, the Super Mario theme, everybody
knows that one. Yep.
Dude, like everybody knows it. The Green Hill Zone theme, like that's another one. Like everybody. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Please don't sue us, Sega.
So, I mean, and then, of course, Sonic has appeared in other media and other games and everything else. I mean, Sega kind of buried the hatchet after Nintendo buried their consoles.
Yeah.
So...
Well, we had a whole other episode about that. Sega kind of buried it themselves on the Dreamcast with some of the stuff they did. But anyway, I love you, Dreamcast. You're sitting right over there, and I have another one upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did it to themselves. A little bit overreaching for themselves. But anyway, but I mean, now Sonic is in Smash Brothers, yep. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Sonic appears in other Sega properties. It's kind of what you do when you have your own pantheon of games, right? Is you can trade characters. I mean, look at Square Enix. I mean, they have a lot of their characters show up in other games all the time. So it's a very common thing to do. And then you have some of the MOBA genres like Heroes of the Storm, where it's literally all of the characters from all of their games showing up together.
Yep.
Anyway.
So fun fact about Sonic, though, a lot of people don't know. His first appearance was not actually in his first self-titled game. He actually appeared in a game called Rad Mobile that came out slightly before Sonic 1. You could actually it was a racing game, and you could have like little charms hanging from your rearview mirror, and Sonic was actually one of those little charms in that. That game came out before Sonic the Hedgehog did. And this is before the time of internet ads, internet reviews. This was pretty much, I mean, there was internet, but it wasn't how we perceive it today. So a lot of people would see that and go, all right, who is this guy? Because they hadn't been exposed to Sonic yet. It wasn't very long before Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but yeah, so his first appearance wasn't actually even his own game. So fun little trivia for you.
Well, there you go. But kind of pivoting a little bit away from the video games to some of the other medias, the television shows. Yeah. So there was a couple of, I shouldn't say a couple, but some very big name television shows back in the day. My personal favorite was the Sonic Sat-Am or the Sonic Saturday AM cartoon show.
I think for a lot of people they preferred that over the
Deke
after school one.
Yeah, the Deke Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, I think it was.
And
then there was, of course, there was Sonic Underground, which was...
That didn't last very long, though.
No, it was very niche, and it was just such a departure from everything else. But anyway...
My kids actually like Sonic Underground. Like, they've got a DVD it's got like 5 episodes on it. They'll actually pop that in fairly frequently.
I actually have the DVDs for the Sonic Sat-Am.
Nice.
I have it in my car, actually, that I'll
nice.
play. I'll play it on the entertainment system for the kids sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Sonic Sat-Am ran for 2 seasons in '93 and '94. Saw some of the first voiced appearances of Sonic the Hedgehog with Jaleel White playing the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then continued to play that character in several other series. Kath Soucie as Princess Sally Acorn, Christine Cavanaugh as Bunny Rabbit, Rob Paulson, Pre-Summer, Jim Cummings, Charlie Adler. I mean, they had Frank Welker.
Yeah, I mean,
they had a pretty
names.
rock star cast. I mean, Tim Curry was in the show as a guest appearance. He played King Acorn. So I mean, there was there was a significantly. I mean, there was a lot of power, for a lack of a better term, not miles per hour, but a lot of power.
That brings a point. It still amuses me how many people don't realize his name is Miles per hour.
Yes.
Miles per hour. Miles per hour. That's a joke, folks.
Yes.
Like one of my other buddies, like it was maybe a year ago. I explained that to him, and he goes, "What? Like that's the joke, is it's Sonic goes fast, right?" He says, "Yeah, miles, Tails, per hour. Miles is Tails' real name, if for those of you that don't know."
Yep.
And like he just sat there for a good solid 5 minutes, having an existential crisis, just like staring off, like, and just kept mouthing the words "miles per hour." And finally, he recovered because how have I not noticed this?
Right.
I'm like, how did you not notice this?
Yeah. But we have. I mean, that was such a fantastic show because it kind of followed, or it was the very tied into the Archie comics.
Yes, which had a long run.
It had a very long run, and in point of fact, actually holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running video game comic book series.
Oh, I believe it was
comic book series based on a video game, I should say.
Yeah, and like looking at the wiki page here, from 1993 up until 2017, it's only a couple years ago when it was canceled. And as Ian and I were talking about before the show, they do IDW still does have or has currently the rights to the Sonic comics, and it says here, I completely lost my spot there.
So they have several comics series that they're printing right now.
It's a different continuity. Excuse me.
Different continuity.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, different continuity, but they are printing new Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. So you can pick them up there and take a read. But I mean, the Archie comics themselves were very deep, and actually dealt with a lot of.
Go ahead.
It dealt with a lot of really adult themes.
The first couple ones
really
were kind of goofy. The first couple ones were kind of goofy because they didn't really know what they wanted to do with it. But I mean, it started getting, like you said, pretty deep. It took a darker tone, similar to how the Sadam did, where like it was still a kid's show and a kid's comic, but it was. But I don't want to say darker, but I mean that's the best descriptor I've got of it. It wasn't your typical, video games, Saturday morning cartoon fare. So I enjoyed them. I actually had a subscription to the Sonic comics for a while, and I remember, every couple months or so they would do like their special event where it was, comics 97, 98, 99 lead up to the story. Issue 100 is not part of the subscription because it's a special limited edition thing, and you had to buy that separate. And I remember every time that would come up, like it would always fall around like some like holiday where parents typically like give their kids a gift, whether it's Easter, Christmas, my birthdays, my birthdays. I have multiple apparently. My birthday, whatever. And I would always ask, like, I would go to like my mom and I'd say, "Hey, can I get this?" No, I'm getting that. Okay, I'd go to my dad. "Oh, can I get this?" No. I'd go to my stepmom. Like, eventually, one of them would say yes to it, and I would get them in the mail, and I would be so ecstatic about it. I remember there was one event that they did that was Metal Sonic versus, and I don't remember what they called. I'll just say Metal Knuckles because I don't remember exactly what they called him. But it was effectively Sonic had gotten roboticized, and the only way to stop him was for Knuckles to undergo the same procedure. And I remember my stepmom, love her to death, she ordered it for me. Like, I saw her, like, she wrote the check, she put it in the envelope, she tossed it in the mailbox at the post office, so it went in the big metal blue box. So I know for a fact she ordered it. I never got it. It never showed up. And, like, she was, like, trying to figure out how to call them, how to get a hold of them, and by the time we finally got an answer, it had gone out of print. And, like, I was so devastated because, like, the next comic that picks up pretty much is right after the events of that, and they're like, they will reference it, and they will, like most comics do. It'll say, editor's note, see special issue number blah, 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 for more information on this. And it was, like, encouraging you, hey, if you want to know about this, go buy this other comic. And, I mean, it's the age of the internet. I could go online and probably find scans of it, but I remember that was something I always wanted to own and I couldn't. But a lot of the other specials I had. I still have it in my comic chest. So,
yeah. So
But they were good.
we deviated a little bit from the TV show, but yeah, I mean the television shows. The Sonic SatAM was fantastic. It had a very coherent story. Followed a very direct line. Really kind of did well in world and character building.
Oh yeah.
And it's, as Tim said, in season 2 they started exploring some of the darker themes. It definitely was kind of gaining itself. Really kind of finding its footing, and then they promptly canceled it.
Yeah. Do you think this is another one of those they couldn't sell toys?
Probably. Well, they didn't really have toys though.
They had
some, but they didn't
not,
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have really any toys that I'm aware of back then. So I don't really know. I'd have to look into the reason behind its cancellation. But I mean, it was devastating for a kid like me. So it was so sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they then they had the other Sonic the Hedgehog show, the one that we have mentioned, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which definitely was much more slapsticky, little kid friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that one, it has its place, it has its purpose. I mean, I don't remember what channel it was on, but there were reruns all the time. So I mean, I've watched probably every episode of that one, but it wasn't the Sonic SatAM. I mean, it served its purpose of giving you a more goofy Sonic the Hedgehog. It was 65 episodes. The director of Ren and Stimpy is actually the one that did that. And it's a lot of, like Ian said, very goofy, almost like Looney Tunes-esque comedy and humor. We got very, very different interpretations of the characters versus how it was in Sonic SatAM. I mean, Sonic SatAM, you had traditional Robotnik. He was, evil, he was maniacal, he was calculating, he had a clear-cut goal. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik is a bumbling idiot. That's kind of the villain trope they put him into. Yep. Yeah, and I mean, their credit, they did exactly what they set out to do with that, but it just wasn't as good.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Here's an interesting trivia though for you. The voice of Dr. Robotnik in The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was Long John Baldry, who was an English Canadian blues singer in the 60s and 70s. So he actually appeared in. He actually shared space with musicians like the Rolling Stones, the Beatles.
Really?
Apparently Rod Stewart and Elton John were also members of bands that Baldry was in, that led.
So I mean,
and then,
not a nobody.
No, not a nobody at all. And he died actually in 2005.
I remember hearing that. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, he was actually pretty well known singer and songwriter. Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. That's
right. Yeah. So interesting again.
Really,
trivia
yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then moving forward a little bit, then we kind of had some years off, and then we wound up getting Sonic X, was it?
Yes. I mean, we had Sonic Underground that came out after that,
yeah.
Which, reading here, it was planned to be a 65 episode series. So, I mean, pretty decent length. It was actually 40 episodes, which is a lot longer than I thought it was. So that was actually longer than the Sonic SatAM.
Oh yeah, the Sonic SatAM only got like 23 episodes, or no,
26. I
26
thought that
between two seasons.
Yeah, I thought Sonic Underground was shorter than that yet, but no, it's 40 episodes. I mean, granted, they lost the other 25, but
yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, then we got Sonic X, which came out in 2003.
Yep.
It was originally more of a Japanese anime style show. With the dubs and the American distribution handled by 4Kids Entertainment. I didn't care for that.
I mean, it had a good theme song.
It did have a good theme song.
I mean, again, you can definitely tell the series was heavily inspired by Sonic Adventure, obviously because of the characters from it, and it was Sonic in that quote unquote real world setting, which is kind of how Sonic Adventure is. So it definitely drew a lot of inspiration from that. But just it almost seemed jumbled at times. I know in Japan, frequently the ratings on it weren't that great. It actually did better here in the States than it did in its homeland, which is kind of interesting, because typically it's the other way around for Japan produced animation. It's typically either good in both, bad in both, or better in Japan. It's rare that you'll see one that has much better ratings in the US than it does in Japan.
Right.
Typically, anyway. There are some exceptions, but
yeah, I mean it's just it was just a rough show. The animation quality was meh.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, the voice acting was really kind of ham-fisted, which I'll say 4Kids Entertainment was kind of known for that. Like, they weren't exactly like the greatest when it came to like dub shops and things like that.
Yeah.
So
4Kids is kind of they're kind of known for that.
Yeah, and it just wasn't great. So then, kind of jumping forward, surprisingly, though, that show, in spite of how bad that show was, it still had 48 or 78 episodes.
Yeah, which is saying something,
right?
For a series that did relatively poorly, still had almost 80 episodes. But I know after that, I mean, we kind of jumped forward a little bit. They did the Sonic Boom series, which was entirely CG. More akin to the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in the sense that it's a more goofy take on the characters. Everybody kind of falls into these tropes. Like, Knuckles is more or less a muscle-bound idiot in this one. He's the big, dumb, strong one in this. Tails is a super nerdy inventor. Things typically don't go right for him, but in the end, he fixes his stuff and it saves the day. Sonic is Sonic, but goofier. And of course,
followed the... Yeah, I mean, it kind of followed the, the Sonic the Hedgehog, like, there was a show, Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
So that, or, sorry, not a show, a game,
Sonic I was going to say, we were literally just talking about that.
Right. So it kind of followed, followed along that.
Yeah.
So to speak. So, I mean, it was, again, it's not, the game itself wasn't well received because it kind of was
a lot of bugs to it as well.
Yeah, it had a lot of bugs to it, and it had a unique kind of different take on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it seems like it was trying to be what was that other Sonic game? Sonic Heroes, if you remember that.
Yeah.
It looked like it was trying to be that, but couldn't remember what that was, so they just winged it. I mean...
Yeah, but that said, I mean, the show ran for, looks like 52 episodes per season, and there were 2 seasons, so 104 episodes.
Really
yes. Yeah, it was 104 episodes. So it did relatively well as far as that goes. And it did have it's had some intelligence to it as well.
It did, admittedly, yep.
Yeah, it did have intelligence behind it. Roger Craig Smith voiced Sonic the Hedgehog and actually has been, for the most part, the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog since then.
Yep.
It also saw Colleen O'Shaughnessy playing the voice of Miles Prower, or Tails.
Yep.
And she will be coming back to reprise the role of Tails in Sonic 2, coming out in just a few weeks. So
I'm excited. I'm very excited for that movie.
Yes. It also showed Tim Travis Willingham playing the voice of Knuckles.
I love Travis. I mean, like, he plays really good, big, dumb, strong guys. But he's such a delight. Travis Willingham is such a delight.
Yes, Travis Willingham famously plays on Critical Role. He plays the voice of Thor in a lot of the shows, video games. Also does the voice of everyone's favorite hot-headed fire wielder, Roy Mustang in Full Metal Alchemist. So, and also famously married to Laura Bailey,
who's also a delight.
Who is also a delight and in a lot of different stuff. So, so it's really kind of cool and whatnot having her here come back and voice that character. But I was Sonic Boom, at least as far as the TV show goes. I was impressed by the intelligence behind that was in it. You know, it definitely had its kind of slapstick, goofy humor, but it was also
better done than Adventures of Sonic, though.
Right, and it had a sense of meta-ness to it. Like,
yeah, it did.
It was very aware of itself.
Yep.
So, you know, I was impressed with it.
There was actually, the kids were watching an episode of it not too long ago, and the whole premise of it is that Sonic and Robotnik switched bodies. And, you know, Robotnik had everybody convinced that he was Sonic, even though he was clearly... It was Sonic's voice actor, or hang on, did they switch voice actors too? I don't remember. But anyway, it was Sonic talking like Robotnik, talking like Sonic. So it was Sonic's dialogue wrote as if Robotnik was trying to pretend to be Sonic poorly, and then Robotnik was trying to convince everybody, no, look, I'm Sonic. Robotnik's in my body. He's tricking all you guys. So it was your typical body swap episode, but I found myself watching it and enjoying it. So like Ian said, it's actually an intelligently, written show, and I recommend that people at least give it a shot. It's fun enough to watch, even for a couple episodes.
Yep. And before we exit Sonic animated series, there is a new series that is in development that I just found out about called Sonic Prime, and it is being developed at. Right. It is being developed at Netflix, produced by Netflix, Sega of America, Wild Brain Studios, and Man of Action Entertainment.
Yep. Supposed to come out this year. Supposed to.
Right. So, right.
We shall see.
And Man of Action Entertainment is, famous for producing shows such as Ben 10, Generator Rex, Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes, Ultimate Spider-Man, Marvel's Avengers Assemble.
Yep. Lots of good
Big
stuff.
Big Hero 6. So the TV series,
not the movie. Yes.
Want to be clear on that.
Yeah.
So they're a pretty big name as far as that goes. So let's see here. Wild Brain Studios has done things such as Claudio the Chance of Meatballs, they worked on the television series, I should say. Mega Man Fully Charged, Ninjago, Carmen Sandiego, the Netflix series Carmen Sandiego.
Okay.
Which is a good series. I would suggest you check it out if you haven't already. And several others. So
there you go. Well, see, I was just looking this up. Sonic 2, as of the time of recording, the film is not out yet. They've already announced that they're already working on Sonic 3 and a Knuckles show, which apparently Idris Elba is slated to return to reprise his role as Knuckles. Which I want to say, when they first announced that he would be voicing Knuckles, everybody kind of went, that's great, he's an established actor, don't make Knuckles sexy. So what did he do? He came out and talked like himself, voicing Knuckles, and everybody went, damn it, you did the thing! You're asking for fan art at this point.
Which probably we have received at this point. So
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this again.
So, obviously, Sonic has been kind of a tour de force within the media and industry. It has been very much a staple of the nerd community since he first came out in 1991, and has been has made a resurgence, I think, thanks to some good moves by Sega in game development, game design. Sonic Colors has been lauded as one of the better games. They're working on a sequel. Sonic Mania was really fun because it was a throwback to old Sonic games while also kind of tying into some of the new. They've obviously done really well with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and early reviews of Sonic 2 have been positive. So, really kind of looking forward to things there. And it's also spawned several fun things, including memes such as Uganda Knuckles.
That meme is terrible.
Uganda Knuckles and Sonic. So, we can't really say many bad things there. We also do have to make a shout out because we didn't reference necessarily something here, which is we did reference it a little bit, but didn't really call out the fact that Dr. Robotnik's other name is Dr. Eggman. And what we found throughout the course of our research is there actually is a Dr. Eggman. A California politician named Susan Eggman served in the U.S. Army, was a representative of the 5th Senate District in San Joaquin County, has since retired from state politics, but she earned her PhD in social work, so there is actually a Dr. Eggman in the world. So shout out to you, Dr. Eggman.
I say, and kind of aside from that, according to Archie Comics, Eggman's real name is Dr. Ivo Kintobor.
Correct.
Or Ovi Kintobor, which backwards is Ivo Robotnik.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah. So anyway, we have a lot to look forward to with Sonic in the coming months and years. Obviously, they've already announced they're doing another movie. We were getting a TV series, and we're getting, excuse me,
getting tired apparently.
Getting tired. That kind of crept out of nowhere on me. I don't know why. We're getting a movie. We're getting TV shows. We're getting some additional video games. So I hope Sonic's kind of really on the up and up, and I hope he doesn't go away anytime soon. So, yeah,
he's a beloved character.
Yes, I'm looking forward to more of the Blue Blur and his cadre of companions.
And Sega, if you're listening, I need Sonic Adventure 3, and I need another Sonic Spinball. I love that game. Not so much. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. We can go without another one of those.
I was literally just.
It was Puyo Puyo, but they threw Sonic characters in because nobody in the States knew what that was. So. Yeah. Give me another Sonic Spinball, though. I'll take that.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. Well, I think with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. As always, you can catch us on Anchor.fm, which feeds out to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and several other podcasting platforms. Catch our video recordings on youtube.com/non-sequitur-nerds.
Yep.
We will occasionally live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/non-sequitur-nerds, and then our social media presences, twitter.com/non-sequitur-nerd, and facebook.com/non-sequitur-nerds.
Yep.
So with that, we'll do it for tonight, as we will quickly get out of here. Not necessarily.
We got to go fast.
Right. Mostly to the bathroom, because we're old.
It's true. We go too fast and our hips pop, all right?
I can't feel my legs.
It's true.
What? Where am I? Who are you people? And why am I in this handbasket?
You know exactly what you did. You made Sonic fan art.
Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty, well, catch you next time, folks. As always, for the Non Sequitur Nerds, I'm Ian, and
I'm Tim. Night, everybody.